thoughts can run away with us, and our negative thoughts can leave us feeling stressed, anxious, and sometimes depressed. Today I'm sharing my mindfulness tips to reduce stress and anxiety. These are tips that I have used for myself and my clients to help change negative thoughts and feel happier and more at peace. Many of us have experienced bouts of anxiety and depression. The worst depression I have ever been in was following a traumatic brain injury that I sustained after a near-fatal car accident. I woke up in the hospital with a new brain and a new personality. The months following my accident have been some of my most difficult times in my life. The life I had known and the Connie I had known was gone. I really grieved the loss of the life I had, and I was terribly fearful of the unknown future now. My husband was consoling me as I was crying, and I told him that I hated who I had become. I was a victim. I was angry that this had happened to me, that I was in this accident. I was scared, I was defeated, I was jealous of anybody who had happiness or health. It was in this moment that I had the realization that nobody could make me happy but myself. My neurologist could not magically give me a new brain. I could not reverse time and make sure that that car accident never happened. Living mindfully for over 20 years, I knew deep down that I would not find peace or health or happiness unless I really dug deep into mindfulness and my practice. Over the next few months, I practiced all of my mindful skills that I had to help heal my body, my mind, find peace with what had happened to me, and find happiness again. My health and peace of mind increased every day, and soon I was in a place where I was happy and joyful and at peace. And I took this mindfulness and these things that I had learned, and I brought them to other traumatic brain injury survivors to help them find peace. And then I brought these things to my clients to help them find happiness. I hope that these mindfulness methods help you find a sense of peace, well-being, and happiness too. Awareness of thoughts. Our thoughts shape our beliefs. Our beliefs dictate our actions, and our actions create our reality. The more I was angry about how unfair I thought that car accident was, and how much I grieved for the loss of my previous life, I became sadder and more upset and more depressed. By repeating these negative thoughts and keeping them on a loop in my mind, I was throwing fuel onto my negative feeling fire. And pretty soon that fire was all consuming. We think over 60,000 thoughts a day, and 95% of those thoughts are the same thoughts we had the day before. So I had this theory that if I could change this repetitive loop of negative thoughts in my mind to better feeling thoughts, then I would start to feel happier again. Before I could change my thoughts, I had to become aware of my thoughts. So I would lay in my bed and envision a blue sky with little white clouds, and then every cloud I would imagine would be my thought written into the cloud. And I didn't try to change my thoughts. I just was noticing and acknowledging the thoughts as they crossed my mind, as they would move past this blue sky. Thoughts shape our feelings. Once I was aware of my thoughts, I would really tune in to discover how this thought was making me feel and the physical and emotional sensations I was getting from a particular thought. The grief I had about the life I had lost put a pit in my stomach. And when I had the thought of worry and fear about my uncertain future, I would get tight in my throat and my shoulders. Whatever thought I was having, my body and emotions would react accordingly. I had a light bulb moment. That correlation between my thoughts and my emotions meant that I had control to change how I was feeling by just changing my thoughts. It seems easy enough, but if you have ever been overwhelmed by the internal fire of negativity, it seems very unrealistic and unattainable to find a happy thought. I started by just finding tiny moments of joy. I would notice how much I loved my cup of coffee in the morning. I would appreciate the beautiful bird and how it was singing outside my window. I relished in the love I felt when my husband wrapped his arms around me. I was slowly cataloging better feeling thoughts. I was building them up, not only in my mind, but also in my heart. Because of my brain injury, if I had a negative thought, it could snowball very rapidly and take me off the cliff into a dark place within a few minutes. And so I created this simple 3-step process to change my thoughts to better feeling thoughts and to feel happier. 1, catch the thought. I became the gatekeeper of my mind. I literally treated all negative thoughts as the enemy of my well-being and happiness. I could not afford to allow these invaders into my mind and to destroy my well-being. 2, how does the thought make me feel? When I would catch the thought, I would ask myself, how is this thought making me feel? And if it was sad or angry, upset, discouraged, hopeless, any negative thought at all, then I knew that I needed to shift this thought and change it rapidly. 3, better feeling thoughts. When we're in a dark place, it's pretty unrealistic to jump from a negative feeling thought to an over-the-top, happy rainbow unicorn thought. For me, when I would reach too far, too big, my mind would argue against it, and it would pretty much just be like, nope, that's a bunch of crap. And so my goal became to just feel better. Any better feeling is 100 times better than the negative feeling I was currently experiencing. For example, if I caught the thought, I can't do anything right, I would ask myself the feeling that thought gave me, which would be discouraged, unmotivated, helpless, and sad. Changing that thought to a better feeling thought would be, I'm making small improvements every day and I'm doing the best I can. That new thought, that better feeling thought made me feel hopeful, encouraged, proud that I was making improvements, and happier. I was forming a new pattern of positive thinking, and the longer I practiced this new pattern, the happier, freer, lighter, more hopeful I got. I focused on becoming healthy and healing my brain from the inside. I cherished every moment and appreciated the simplicity of the joys around me, and that brought me a sense of peace. I let go of my anger for what had happened because I realized that I needed to accept it so I could move forward and let it go. I have seen these 3 steps work not only in my life, but in the life of hundreds of brain injury survivors that I work with, just like me, and also with my clients. I hope from the bottom of my heart that this will also bring you joy, happiness, health, and peace. Thank you so much for watching today. I really appreciate it. And if you enjoyed this video, I ask you to please subscribe and give it a thumbs up. Maybe also check out some of these other videos on mindful living. Thanks.